On behalf of Ukrainian Association of Ayurveda and Yoga, I, the chairperson, and along with Dr. Bharat Singh, our core member, and all the team, welcome everybody who have joined and who will be joining. Sabko Sat Sat Naman on this first session of second International Conference on Ayurveda and Yoga.
His Excellency Vaidya Rajesh Kotechaji, Secretary, Ministry of AYUSH, Government of India, Mr. Kundan Sandwar, Founder and Chairman of the Board of the Ukrainian Association of Ayurveda Yoga, distinguished speakers and participants of the conference, and esteemed guests. Good morning to all of you. It is a matter of great pleasure and privilege for me to join you at the second International Conference on Ayurveda Yoga. I thank Mr. Kundan Sandwar for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to address you. I'm delighted to see a very impressive and distinguished panel of speakers at the conference, which gives it a very high profile. I'm confident that the participants will greatly benefit from their knowledge and experience of Ayurveda and Yoga. In my opinion, the ancient knowledge of Ayurveda and Yoga, combined with the modern understanding of the human body and mind, can significantly contribute to human health and well-being. Yoga and Ayurveda combined together offer a very holistic approach to human health. I'm glad that the conference is being organized just before the International Day of Yoga, which is going to be celebrated worldwide during the course of next 1 week. The conference will be a great opportunity to exchange ideas and views on the benefits of Ayurveda and Yoga. I wish you a very productive and successful conference. Thank you. Good day to all of you.
Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat kripatam ham vande paramanandam madhavam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
The topic which I am going to discuss today is about the management of arthritis based on the Ayurvedic principles and the Ayurveda way of managing arthritis.
Let me just start my talk for the day by through this prayer. Gurave Sarvalokanam Bishaje Bhavaroginam Nidaye Sarva Vidyanam Dakshina Murtaye Nama, offering my salutations to all those great masters who have given us this knowledge. Neural plasticity, particularly what brings into our mind is the special capacity of the nervous system to modify itself functionally and structurally in response to an experience, either outside or inside, and an injury.
Life is only longevity, insight, fearless, and effective.
Importance of eating factor when eating food is very, very important for health.
तब ऐसी स्थिति में औषधि की आवश्यकता होती है और उसके लिए भी योग में हठ योग के अंतर्गत षटकर्म के अंतर्गत इस प्रकार की एक स्वाभाविक नैसर्गिक मनुष्य को पंचकर्म से स्वस्थ रखने की व्यवस्था दी है.
We are talking about this balance, means in what sense, what field, what extent we would like to raise up this question. And when you are organizing as such conference and also emphasizing not only the physical but the spiritual need of yoga and Ayurveda, I think it's already showing that what is or what needed to be in balance today's world.
Try to utilize this stress in a positive way. And that's why I used to make a program with yoga is like to live with stress without distress through yoga.
In Ayurveda, food is considered as taking food is considered as a havan, and every possible focus should be given. It is said that every focus should be given, that the food should be taken in the spirit of a havan.
Very doubtful here in this world. What is the meaning, actual meaning of the yoga in the defined by the Patanjali? पतंजलि योग के बारे में क्या कहते हैं, और हमारा इस समय का संसार जो अभी हम देखें तो half peoples are on the net and half peoples are on the books. The basic books are in the Sanskrit.
We have all kinds of best facilities in the world. We are having fastest transportation. We are having fastest communication system. We are having skyscrapers, buildings, and infrastructure. But what is lagging behind? We are lagging behind our health. Health is deteriorating day by day. Though the technology is increasing, if you look at the diagnostic development, diagnostic tool to look at the disease, we are reached to the level of chromosome. We are reached to the level of genetic mapping. We could able to see inside the body non-invasively what is happening inside the body. But can it provide the good health? Can it provide the happiness and harmony within us?
Science is primarily concerned with the atom. Yoga is primarily concerned with the Atma. Science is concerned with connecting the dots. Yoga is concerned with connecting to the dot. For science, the physical world is reality, limited by definitions and governed by laws of physics. Its eureka moment is iti, aha, iti, it is. For yoga, the metaphysical is reality, not limited by definitions and not governed by laws of physics. Its eureka moment is neti, aha, not this, not this. Science is concerned with the differentiated knower, knowledge, known. Yoga is concerned with the integrated knower, knowledge, and known. Science is largely exoteric and a bit esoteric. Yoga is largely esoteric and a bit exoteric. Science is not perfect. Science does not have all the answers. Science has not yet been able to explain why tomatoes have 30,000 genes, whereas humans have only 20,000 genes. Science has not yet been able to explain why there are places on Earth where there is zero gravity or even negative gravity. Science cannot explain life force, the channelization of which is the mainstay of yogic practices.
Holistic health today in modern world is depicted by the physical, mental, and social and spiritual health. So does yoga and Ayurveda consider this more than 5,000, 10,000 years ago. As many speakers have said, that Ayurveda focuses on the detoxification and the physical balance, dosha balance, while yoga aims at the mental balance. So how does yoga create such balance? First, of course, through the direct knowledge, through the knowledge of the scriptures and getting the wisdom, the ignorance is removed and the mental distortion is removed. But this is very difficult for so many of us. So yoga gives the integrated approach or a systematic approach. How can we achieve this? First, by understanding our existence, like in the Pancha Kosha concept from the Taittiriya Upanishad, that we have a physical body, we have the vital force, we have the mind and its faculties, our thoughts and emotions, and we have the intellect, And also beyond all this, we have our true nature, which is bliss and joy, or as Patanjali says, it is the consciousness, the seer. By understanding this, we remove some ignorance or some misconception that we are only the body, or we are our thoughts, we are the mind, or maybe we are our beliefs. Once we understand that all these are our faculties and they are not really us, but we have to create balance in every single layer of our existence, then we can remove the mental disturbance.
The failure of coping up mechanism at his age with his teammates, because he was the leader for a team, but he was not able to understand the student mentality. He had his own rigid and over expectation as goals, which he couldn't meet with his counterparts, as a result of which the student had so much of anxiety when it came to project work and assignments and things like that.
Constantly increasing. There is no dip at all in this line, you can see. So it shows the severity and the of a condition which needs to be concentrated. And this is, at the present, I can say I look after many cases as a general medicine department. I see many other cases also apart from cancer, but recently we have started the cancer OPD also in last 3-4 years. We can see the patients flow, how they are coming, how they are seeking. Actually, they are coming towards Ayurveda and yoga for the alternative therapies or whatever it is, that's a supportive add-on therapies. Many things are going on still now. It's the unsolved problems. Just now, I will give in next 10 minutes how we'll understand this condition and what we are exactly doing right now in this regard. So in cancer, the word in Ayurveda, if we see, different terminologies have been used. That is, Arbuda is the one word which is more suitable. It is used, that is explained in the Samhitas as the palpable non-suppurating mass. Most of the times we see this, which is explained in Ayurveda very well under the name of Arbuda.
Congratulate you on this very important event, an event where even in the midst of all struggling, even in the middle of all turmoil, that we say the show must go on. Come what may, we have to show up and we have to take the show forward. That is the spirit of our Bharatiya Sanskriti, our Indian culture. When we talk about yoga, one of the dimensions that has become very popular these days is that of yoga therapy. Now, when we say yoga therapy, we have to be very careful, because my own beloved father, Swami Geetananda Giri, he used to say that modern yoga therapy is just modern physical therapy with Indian clothes on. That is how he used to describe modern yoga therapy. That we have taken the Western model of physical therapy, and we have put, instead of physical therapy, we use the computer and we say search and replace. So wherever it said physical therapy, physical was replaced by yoga, and it became a modern yoga therapy. Now, he used to say this 30 years ago. 30 years ago, he used to say it. What will he say today? Well, he will say what I am saying, that we have to go back to the original traditional understanding of yoga therapy.
Welcome, everybody. Sat Naman to everyone who has joined and who will be joining the second international conference on Ayurveda and Yoga. We will start with an act, prayer in form of dance, which will be performed by David. David is a soul dance performer. He is of Indian origin and lives in Ukraine. David, please.
दैवुण्यं च महासूरं ब्रह्मविष्णुमहेश्वरं दैवुण्यं च महासूरं सूरं ब्रह्मविष्णुमहेश्वरं महाभावगरं देवं तं सूर्यं प्रणमाम्यहं महाभावगरं देवं तं सूर्यं प्रणमाम्यहं तं सूर्यं प्रणमाम्यहं
The prayer has power. Prayer can do miracles. Prayer can bring peace. So, with your permission, I'd like everybody to join a silent prayer for peace and harmony in Ukraine and all over the world. Let's keep praying silently for a short time.
Good morning. First of all, let me thank from the bottom of my heart those who have organized this event. I think the Ukrainian Association of Ayurveda and Yoga has done wonderful job to have this second such international conference. I am quite amazed to see that your organization has passed the test of COVID and thereafter so much trouble in Ukraine and around the world. So you are all responsible for running something which was unthinkable, in my view. And I would like to give you the highest word of praise for giving birth to this organization and carrying it through. I can recall Kundan Sarwal ji, who contacted me in 2019 to organize this event or set up this body. And I was quite surprised that Ukraine, of all places, has thought of organizing such an international body or a body which can organize international conferences. All of you know, those who have been in touch with me, that yoga especially and Ayurveda are very close to my heart. I would like to mention specifically that during my stay in Ukraine, I had this privilege and honor to spread the word of yoga, Ayurveda, and Indian philosophy through my action, through my words, through seminars and conferences. I remember giving some lectures on Indian philosophy in the University of...
Responsibility of remaining healthy stays with the person himself, because the external means can help only up to a limit. And when we talk about person helping one's own self, the sciences of Ayurveda and Yoga, they come to one's rescue.
And first we look at some definitions. Definitions of well-being, when we look in a dictionary, it says it's a state of feeling healthy and happy. And when you look at health, I'm so happy that WHO now considers a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being as health and not merely the absence of disease. Also, happiness is described as a state of emotional well-being. So it all comes down to health and happiness in well-being.
Ayurveda is the only science that studies both the physical and the physiological qualities of the food. The Ayurvedic aspects are also reflected in the practice of yoga. so that the practice of yoga becomes individualized and contributes to a long and healthy life. And now let's see a little bit about the yoga and the yogic therapy in the curative health. Yoga is a system of spiritual practice and self-development.
I prefer the word Jyotish over astrology, as the latter one is just a part or limb of the previous one. There is an Angangi Bhav, the expression of whole and part between them. Jyotish is whole or complete, and astrology, Hora or Phalit, is a part of it. Now, coming to our first question, what it's going to light on? So, it's going to light something which is imperceptible, the fourth dimension, time, or Kal, or Samaya, in the form of future or past related to an individual or Vyashti, or a particular group of people or society, Samashti. Therefore, it's termed as Kala Vidhayaka Shastra, the science which defines, manifests, regulates the time. Now, the second question comes, how? And the answer is, with the help of natural celestial luminaries like Surya or Sun, Chandrama or Moon, etc. Therefore, the very definition of this Shastra in a simple one-liner is Jyotimshi Graha Nakshatrani Adhikritya Kritam Yat Shastram Tad Jyotisham. That is, Jyotish is a meta-science that deals with the movement, position, and the effects of stars or nakshatrani, graha, or in general terms, I would say planets, based on their shape, luminosity, transition, conjunction, and several other celestial phenomena. And since Jyotish determines the auspicious and inauspicious time to perform any particular ritual or, for that matter, oblation, it's one of the part of Vedas, limb of Vedas, and termed as Vedang.
Toma Satgamaya Tamasuma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Lead us from false to real, lead us from ignorance to wisdom, and lead us from mortality to immortality. Let there be peace, peace, peace. What exactly is the lifestyle? So the lifestyle, when we use the lifestyle, there are two imperatives in the life: to deal with the situations as they come, to live in the world day after day, and to live with a physical, mental, and emotional well-being. So if you further contemplate and reflect, the life consists of, what life consists of, we should be clear about it. And my previous speakers have already discussed in detail how to deal with the situation, condition, and life event, how to live in the world day by day, how to create one's future. We are talking of the holistic health, peace and happiness, love and wisdom in our day-to-day life. So it means we are creating our future not based on yoga and Ayurveda. And another question that we should answer, how to discover the goal of life and pursue to its end. Yoga and Ayurveda both says that ultimate goal of the life is moksha.
So I want to say this, the well-being is the collection of your thoughts, your feelings, your intuitions, your insights, and then we are behaving with others.
Inner part of our consciousness. The outer part, we receive all the information from outside through extroception. But Kathopanishad has spoken about the third thing, which is missing in modern science. After all, modern science is only 400-year-old. So what Kathopanishad says, Paranchi khani vetrina swayambhu tasmat paran pashyati nantaratman kaschit dhira pratyak atmanam aikshadavrit chakshuhu amritatvam icchan. In Kathopanishad, it is said, three skies. Outer sky, that means exteroception. Then inner sky, interoception. Now, inner sky and outer sky, it is in parallel with the modern science. But Kathopanishad goes still deeper. It says that your consciousness is deep embedded inside. That is beyond interoception. Where it is located? Beyond interoception. So that is Chidakash. Chit means consciousness. Akash is sky. Chit, consciousness. So sky of consciousness is deep inside. And what it further says that we want peace, we want inner kind of joy, but it is always at an elusive length from us. For example, the concept of mental health has not been much understood as far as cure is possible. In fact, mind, according to yoga, is something to be transcended. Health of the mind is an misnomer term. If you give health to mind, then mind would play havoc. That is what yoga says.
In a world where we all see a lot of problems every day, and we are emotionally and psychologically in a social hardship, our physical health has become more vulnerable than before. And the percentage of diseases progression has increased in the society. And all people need to pay attention to the three aspects. And this three aspects is in definition in health from World Health Organization that emphasizes health is as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being.
There is involvement of multiple systems, first of all, and it always by rule affect the trimmer in a longer course. So whenever we are planning for the management of the lifestyle, first of all, we have to abide with the various ethics that has been described in our classics, like about food. Food is the thing that we are consuming, and ultimately it is providing the various tissue and tissue element. And that is because of the various metabolic processes that has been taking place in our body. So talking about the lifestyle diseases, if you see in the present scenario, the sedentary lifestyle, along with lots of stress, these are the contributing factor for this. Depends on the daily regimen. So today is a time of lifestyle disorders. So if our daily regimen will be adequate and good, so we can add on daily a positivity. So ultimately result of this, we can prevent the non-communicable diseases by the following the daily regimen.
They don't know why they are stressed because they are using this simply. They are not contributing their lives as a whole. They are contributing their lives only partially.
But the question that we need to ask ourselves, should we go back with all the technology we have, with all the evolvement we have, with all the, let's say, progression we have, should we go and live like we used to live? So this is a question I always ask myself. So can we live as our ancestors? So even if you want to, I think it will be very challenging, because most of us living in cities, and in the cities you're part from a group with very big group, and you cannot filter the air, you cannot change the way, let's say, vegetables and fruits are planted, and we cannot do that by ourselves. So how can we, let's say, balance our life. Because if we notice the way and observe the modern life that we are living now, we can see a one common trait, which is imbalance. We have imbalanced lifestyle that's affecting our life. So we can see new diseases, new viruses, new things that is coming.
Holistic approach regarding the disease and the diagnosis is a collective expression of several biochemical and physiological events in the body, as Ayurveda believes that the human being is a wholesome of body, mind, and soul. So when we diagnose a disease, we must take our counterpart also. So the diagnosis of disease by one science with the help of the other science.
योग की विराटता, योग की गंभीरता, योग के विस्तृत स्वभाव को हर कोई व्यक्ति आज जानता है और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस से जब से हम सभी जुड़े हैं तो इसकी व्यापकता और भी ज्यादा बढ़ गई। योग जो अपने आप में समग्रता लिए हुए है, वो व्यक्ति के स्वास्थ्य की अगर हम बात करें तो आयुर्वेद और योग अपने आप में बहुत जुड़े हुए हैं। हम कह सकते हैं कि जो उद्देश्य है योग और आयुर्वेद का, तो एक व्यक्ति के स्वास्थ्य की रक्षा करना और जो उसको प्राप्त नहीं है उत्तम स्वास्थ्य, जो रोग से वो ग्रसित हो गया है, उन रोगों को दूर करना। इन दोनों चीजों के लिए योग अपने आप में बहुत ही सार्थक उपाय है। और योग ऐसी विधा है, ऐसा विधान है जिससे व्यक्ति अपने व्यक्तित्व के समस्त आयाम, चाहे वो शारीरिक हो, मानसिक हो, आध्यात्मिक हो, सामाजिक हो, भावनात्मक हो, हर एक पक्ष को बहुत ही प्रभावी ढंग से प्रभावित करते हुए उभारता है।
I would like to stress on the fact that we would like to be clear for the modern medicine, for modern doctors, in order to unite our forces, to unite our knowledges to help people. And that's why, together with the Medical and Preventive Center of the State Administration, it's Державне управління справами Kundan, we conduct scientific research on the effects of transcendental meditation and other consciousness-based techniques on stress level in civilians and military people. So it's why it's so important, because right now the statistics says that almost 88% of Ukrainians have high or very high stress level.
Points to establish critical limits for preventive measures associated with its critical control points. To ensure the monitoring of the processes and the critical control point and ensuring records to show that the desired critical limits have been met. And control. To control the system that identifies where hazards might occur in the food production process. Unfortunately, current scientific evidence in support of Ayurvedic medicine remains quite poor. Many European countries and Great Britain define clear restriction on the use of Ayurvedic products as medicines. Unfortunately, some data on the low quality of Ayurvedic raw materials, such as the presence of heavy metals, pesticides, and other toxic substances, have a negative impact. But we understand that the methods of modern biomedicine cannot be directly applied to Ayurveda. So new methodology and approaches are needed to obtain reliable evidence of the safety and benefits of Ayurvedic products. This system includes key factors of evidence-based Ayurvedic medicine, such as good agricultural practice and natural materials, good manufacturing practices for products, and good laboratory and clinical practices for research.
Obese person, 100 kilogram of weight, and hyperlipidemia, cholesterol level is high. So this kind of a patient had been admitted, and he has been tested after coronary angiography that his circumflexus artery is fully occluded, and left right artery, right coronary artery, like almost 95%. It's a double vessel disease. He had been easily advocated to put stenting. So after that, I took the patient. I told that no need of putting any kind of stent over there. Let us with the processes and methods of Ayurveda, Panchakarma, and Yoga, try this patient. So after the combined treatment of like 5 months, what I did basically in course of this 5 months, I basically gave him the the main drugs like Arjuna, Ashwagandha, Pipali, Dadima, Akik Pishti, like this. And apart from that, to reduce the weight, I gave like Medahar Gugul, Bhumi Amla, and to reduce the sugar level, I also gave him Karela Jamun, Neem, Methi, or fenugreek, like that. And apart from these medicaments, he actually underwent immense courses of Panchakarma like Abhyanga, Ayurvedic oil massage, purgative therapy like Virechan, and enema, oil enema or detox enema like Anuvasan Vasti, Niruvasti. And at the same time, parallelly, he also did many pranayams like Anulam Vilom, Vramri, and asanas like Trikonasana, Virasana, Valasana, and all that. So after just 5 months, he repeatedly his sugar level firstly. Actually, he also was under the normal medicines, allopathic medicines as well at the same time. And but last 2 months, he even quitted almost all the allopathic medicines,
such as emotional regulation, stress management, focus, and resilience. While there are many approaches to enhance these skills, incorporating yogic kriyas into one's routine can offer profound benefits.
The yoga is also very effective for managing the stress, and it can be included into the add-on strategy for prevention of the particular long haulers. And we have the evidence where the yogic breathing has lowered the D-dimer levels and helpful in reducing the thrombosis and thereby preventing the myocardial infarction in the patients of COVID-19. So not only this, it is also having a very good effect on the associated complaints as well. So it is also suggested that yogic breathing can be incorporated into an integrative approach for management. So during the lockdown phase, people were under very much stress, and not only the healthcare workers, they were working with the patients and their families were under stress. The workers, the doctors, the nurses, the attendants, they were working 24/7 all the day long. They have to wear the PPE kits, so they were also under stress. And apart from that, because it was a new disease, and moreover, we also learned that how the seminars can be conducted online. So the screen time had also been increased. So there was a study which was conducted where it was found that home or office workers who are performing a 10-minute yoga practice for a month, and those who are using a web platform during the lockdown, and so there was decrease in the discomfort of eyes, head, neck, upper back, and mood disturbances as compared to the absence of changes or even worsening of symptoms in the control group. So yoga can be found to be very effective in the management of these conditions in the healthy as well as the patients.
When we talk about medicines, the first thing that comes to mind is their use in human medicine. But there is another medical direction where the number of patients is much higher, and this is veterinary medicine. And when we talk about productive animals and poultry, If we ensure their health, we can obtain safe and high-quality products. And taking into account the predominant use of plant raw materials in Ayurvedic preparations, such products are also more ecological and without harmful impurities of drug residues. Both doctors and veterinarians should be well acquainted with herbal preparations, since their competent use allows to reduce the chemical load on the animal's body. That is why most leading medical and veterinary universities are currently paying more attention to phytotherapy and Ayurveda in particular.
Put some light on the very simple but very effective way of meditation of Raja Yoga, which has been practiced in the system of heartfulness way, which is called Sahaj Marg. This has the unique, effective and simple method of use of pranahuti by the preceptors, the instructors, the guides. Through the guides and instructors, we get this unique opportunity of this unique pranahuti, which is the process of yogic transmission derived from prana. Prana means the life, and ahuti means the offering. So in Sahajmarg, the heartfulness way of meditation is the offering of the life force by the guru, the teacher, into the disciple's heart.
And really, I am grateful for all of you. And just I want to say 2 lines only. We all say, what is the relevance of in this conference? But at the end, some critics' approach is very necessary. So I have to say, we have to applicable these all big things on ourselves. Then if we find our peace and love, it will be spread automatically whereas it will reach. So our work is spreading the peace and love across the globe.
So really it was a great mega event which we all together have been organizing and participating it since yesterday. And in between, I was connecting myself to listen to learned speakers. So one thing is very common, which came out of this event, that the Indian traditional knowledge or the indigenous knowledge, which the Indian saints and sages have left to us in the form of yoga and Ayurveda, is reaching very deeply and to the hearts of the people around the globe. So one thing came very unanimous out of this conference, as is available in our scriptures also, in documentation also, but its exposure was found during this conference. Everyone in this world wants peace, and that Shanti message is there by the saints and sages. Secondly, the Ananda was also expressed by many of the speakers, which means the blissfulness. The third one, which was also expressed by the speakers, is the ekatmiyata, or the oneness, not only amongst the family members or the society around us or in the social connections of ours, but everybody was very vocal to create this, the sense of oneness around the globe, so that so many problems which are developing in the world today and becoming very, very harmful, not only to the survival of the humanity, but also to the survival of the universe. The discussion on Marma Chikitsa, on various branches of Ayurveda, various branches of yoga, various concepts of yoga, like Marma, heartfulness, etc., pranayama, asana, and also the samadhi was also, or the transcendental state of consciousness was also expressed. So really, it was a great effort by Dr. Kundal Sandwar ji and Dr. Bharat Singh ji. This team worked a lot. So my appreciation, first of all, to both of you, my dear own replicas. I express my heartiest thanks to the esteemed secretary and the joint secretary of the Ministry of AYUSH, Government of India, who have opened this conference for open discussion and as a global platform to discuss these two issues. Thirdly, my thanks are also due to His Excellency, the Ambassador of India in Kyiv, Ukraine, who spared his valuable time to show us the path, how to make the life very happy and harmonious. I'm also grateful to the speakers who are at par excellence, like Dr. Manjunath ji, Dr. B.R. Sharma ji, Balyogi, Anand Balyogi ji, Madam Kotecha ji, and Deepeshwar ji, Kamakhya ji, and all others. And special thanks to the people from other countries who delivered their meaningful talks. I am also thankful on behalf of the board of Ukrainian Association of Ayurveda and Yoga, to the entire team who has been looking the webinar or the technical media. I'm also grateful everyone who has been directly or indirectly associated to make this event a very successful. I hope that in future too, such programs will be organized by this association to give more information to the people. So in the end, as our Rishi said, Yoga and Ayurveda is only for Sarvajan Hitai, Sarvajan Sukhai. Yoga and Ayurveda is for the welfare of the entire world and to the happiness of the entire community. With these words, thank you, thank you, thank you very much, Dr. Sandwar ji, Dr. Bharat Singh ji, and Dr. Arnav ji. Om Shanti.
With these words of Om Shanti, with your permission of everybody who is here, permission of everybody who will be seeing us, who were with us, I put an end to this conference. Thank you, everybody, once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. God bless you all.